and it's with great pleasure that I give you this presentation of the bronze statuette, which is an indication that the Academy, as well as the entire industry, consider that you've produced a real, epic, and fine achievement.
And the Oscar goes to Titanic,
Braveheart,
The Shape of Water,
Ben-Hur,
Slumdog Millionaire,
Rocky,
Lawrence of Arabia,
Schindler's List,
Oliver. It's a clean sweep. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Thank you very much. It's been a wonderfully exciting evening.
I want to thank the Academy. This is truly an honor.
Strength and honor.
Thank you. I will drink until next morning.
and the Oscar for Best Picture is presented to...
Hello and welcome back to All the Best Pictures, the podcast where me and Jack watch all of the Academy Award Best Picture winning films. This week we're doing the second Best Picture winner ever, the Broadway Melody, which is from 1929. It was the winner for 1928 to 29 because they used to do a stupid half-year thing until they ditched that. So Jack, do you want to give a summary about the film?
Okay, a summary of the film is about two female performers going to New York to try and make it big. That is literally it, though. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, that's safe to say. It's quite a simple plot.
Yeah,
So
it's very simple.
Hopefully this episode goes well. I mean, I think last episode was a bit of a shambles. It was fine, did the job, and the film was pretty good.
Yeah,
Can I, instead of you telling me what you thought about it, can I make a prediction of what you thought about it?
Okay. Go ahead.
I think you thought this film was an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, well, you're goddamn correct. I hated every second. Every second I hated. Okay.
Because generally, I'd say, and by generally I mean 100% of the time, you are more negative towards things than I am, and I didn't think it was very good.
Oh God.
I don't know. I tell you what, I liked the first sort of 20 minutes or so. I was liking the characters, and I thought they were quite fleshed out for an old film where the women just tend to be sort of nothing.
I thought all the men in this film were creepy as hell. Every single man was creepy.
Yeah, absolutely. Old films, they always are though.
Yeah, that's I guess. I guess it was just a different time. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the I can maybe agree with you there, because for the first 20 minutes I was eating ice cream, so I was kind of enjoying myself, and then I finished the ice cream and I just fully focused back on the film. I was like, okay, this ain't great. I ain't enjoying it.
I kind of thought before, like in the past, I don't know why any females would want to be an actor, because just every role is always terrible for them. But I thought these ones this time are like,
I think it's definitely.
They were interesting.
Well, I think Hank, which is a terrible female name, I think she's definitely got more like
Harriet.
She's definitely got more like character and like moments, whereas I think Queenie's just like stereotypical. She's just like, I'm the one that's got the romance crap, and like she doesn't really do anything.
The typical female, kind of stupid and sort of airheaded.
Oh yeah, she was like, what's calories mean? Oh, there's so many the dialogue in this film is terrible. There's so many bad lines. Eddie, you're not yellow, you're white. What was that line?
I watched it like 3 days ago because they've done 3 sequels of this.
Oh, bloody hell!
I think they're like.
Isn't there remakes?
Sequels.
I thought there were remakes of it. Isn't there a remake?
No, I don't think they're remakes. I think they're like standalone sequels. I think there's like 28 days later and 28 weeks later, or where it's like it's the same universe but it's new characters and new story. As I think it's just other people trying to make it big in Broadway. So I think there's like a dancer who's in all of them. I'm not sure which character it was though. But basically, I watched this film like 3 days ago instead of watching it today or like yesterday or something, because I wanted to like maybe watch 1 or 2 or 3 of the sequels just to have more to mention. But I just sort of thought this film was rubbish, so I couldn't be bothered.
Nice. But that line was from she was trying to like.
What's he?
She told Eddie, "Oh yeah, I never liked you. I was just using you to get to go off in the world. You yellow. If you're she was just calling him yellow to go get him to fight that dude.
Yeah, because yellow means like yellow,
and then
like a coward.
And then after he runs out, she goes, "Eddie, you're not yellow, you're white." Which is what the hell? What is that? What a line.
Do you want to talk about the music first, or should we go through the plot?
I guess it's a musical. It is a musical.
It is a musical, but there's not many songs.
There's like what? And the songs that do come on, they repeat like a bloody 100 times.
Yeah, Broadway Melody's on there a lot.
That is.
I remember that was catchy at the time, and now I've forgotten it.
I unironically just watched the film and I don't know how it goes, so it's not that very memorable.
Most of them as well were like as part of the show, but then I swear there was like one where it was just someone singing it, like just like you normally would in a musical, like singing his thoughts, and that seemed really out of place because the rest of them are like diegetic. That's the term where it's like in universe, like so they're all just singing as part of a Broadway show. So that one really stood out to me. I can't remember. I think it was like the last one or second to last one. Yeah. It was weird, but yeah, a bunch of them were just part of that show. Well, do you want to do that first then? The music.
I do whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've pretty much done it. But I was gonna say, it's just all terrible. Like it's so forgettable.
Everything's bad. The pacing is terrible. I don't think there was any interesting camera work at all. It was just all static and boring.
Yeah, it was just all there.
I think the dancing was terrible. I think the only dancing I liked was the tap dancing to a certain degree, and then there was that tap dancing on like the tiptoes, like the ballerina tap dancing. I was like, oh, this is impressive, but they had loud music going on, so you couldn't even hear the tap properly because you was doing it on tiptoes. It's just like, I just wish they was doing it with normal tap dancers. Just use that part literally. And she does this really.
They would have had to sync it. I imagine the audio wasn't on the time.
And she did that insane. So yeah, she does this insane tap dancing on her tiptoes. I'm like, wow, that must have took years to be able to be good, like good to do that. And after she does this impressive tap dance, she does 3 shitty cartwheels. I'm like, what? Why are you doing cartwheels? Like you just completely ruined it after doing all this impressive stuff. Oh, it was hilarious. But I thought all the dancing was bad. Other than that, yeah.
I don't really have any opinion on dancing. It's not an art form I really know anything about. I can't really look at it and
just look at it. Look at it. And does it look appealing? It didn't.
I don't know. It never really does to me. Even like the best like dance never just does nothing for me. Like I couldn't go and see a ballet. They just have no appeal to me. So even if it was like good, as it were, I don't think.
I think you can barely call this a musical as well. Like there was nowhere near enough songs. Way too much talking.
It's the first musical, or the first film musical, because I mean, sound had literally only just come out. This is the first Oscar winner with sound, and it's. So like I know it's like they're testing out. It's new. They hadn't really worked out how musicals were going. But then again, they had stage musicals. I just don't like music from that time. Really, that sort of way of singing.
It's all the same, and it is like. Yeah, I understand. I was thinking the same.
It's like the play within a film.
Yeah.
Is I would not want to watch that live.
Yeah.
It's meant to be like funny. The two of them is meant to be like they're like a comedy double act. They're meant to be. They're meant to like their songs and everything were meant to be funny. Like the wedding of the painted doll. Is that what it's called? Like that's meant to be funny, and it's like no, it's not though, is it?
And the one they're performing together is like they like stand on top of each other basically. I thought it was song was so bad, and like the dancing and like it looked terrible, and I thought like the whole point was. Because that was the first time we saw them perform. I thought the point was, they're terrible, and they're trying to make it big, and they're absolutely ass. And then it kept going on to the film. And then I was like, wait, they're not terrible. Are they not supposed to be terrible? I thought they were like really bad from that first performance.
Well, it's meant to be that Hank is like just the brains behind it, and she's not very good at performing.
And then Queenie's supposed to be the hottest girl ever, and everyone's like, oh my god, Queenie, you're so hot.
I thought they were both. Yeah. They were both.
They look the same.
Amount of
they look the same age as well. She's supposed to be like her older sister by long or whatever.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard. They didn't really do close-ups particularly. I don't know if I could really tell. I did get the impression she was older.
Yeah, but like she's talking
but also their talent is the same too.
Yeah, the talent was definitely the same. I thought Eddie was a terrible person, and I hated everything about him, and I hated his voice.
Yeah.
Even his voice. His accent, terrible. Don't know what accent it is. Sorry, whoever has that accent, if that's still a thing nowadays. I hated his accent. I hated him. I just hate the whole romance plot. It was so stupid. It was. Eddie's supposed to get married to Hank. Then he just sees Queenie and goes, "Oh my god, I'm in love with Queenie now." I'm like, okay. And then like, everyone, both Hank and Eddie are telling Queenie, "Oh no, don't get with that Jack dude." No, it's not Jack. It's like French Jack.
Yeah, it's like Jacques, but I think they called him Jock.
Yeah. Don't get with him. It's like they're both jealous because like my man's minted as hell, and like the only they're both like, oh, you can't be with him, like, he's not good for you and all that. And literally all he's done is like shower with gifts and he's talking about, I'll get you an apartment and a Rolls Royce. I'd be like, Mike, I'd date that man for a Rolls Royce and a goddamn apartment. Hell yeah. And literally the only thing he does bad is literally after weeks of going out with her, he's just like, alright, I've had enough, man. You need, like, I want you to start, like, hey, for listening to the goods, doing something. So I thought it made no sense. I don't understand how Eddie's supposed to be a good guy when he clearly isn't. Like, it made no sense.
I know, their like morality seems so similar, and it's meant to be you're rooting for one rather than the other, and it's just in general, like, all these old things always seem to have love triangles and just really
and they're really bad.
They're just too overly romantic. It's like there's other stories to tell.
But
I really don't care.
That's true. But there's nothing redeemable about Eddie at all. Like,
no,
he's like. He's talking. He was talking on this big shot, like, "Oh yeah, I run this. I run all the performances here." And then, like, when the people talk, he goes, "Oh yes, sir, yes, sir." Like, he's not even like he's got no power in the place they work at, and then literally he's just a scumbag because like he's cheating on the sister. Like, literally, he wants to cheat on the sister.
Isn't it? Or is he?
They basically say they're gonna get married. They basically say they're gonna get married. So I'm guessing they're engaged.
And then he just hits off with Queenie, and understandably she's Hank's mad about it. And then I swear at the end, doesn't she just forgive it and not care? It just resolves.
Yeah. She just
stops.
She's like
the conflict just stops. It doesn't even resolve.
Yeah, because like Hank goes, oh, I can see that you're in love with Queenie. Go get her. I was never in love with you, Eddie. It was all a joke. Like that's the yellow line. Like it's all that. Like it's insane. It's stupid. And there was many things about this film that was like really weird. Like, so all the men were creepy. There was the stutter dude. They were just making a joke out of this dude with a stutter. Which
old films. They seem to find stuttering really funny. There's so many old characters and stuff where they stutter as like a comedic thing.
I don't understand it.
It's not that funny.
It's not funny. I thought it was sad. I was like, come on, man. You're making no need for this.
Uncle Jed was he called?
Yeah.
I think.
And then they used too much of him. Goddamn stuttering all the time, man. Added to the runtime. I thought the runtime was so long. Oh my god, it was an hour. It was only an hour 40. It felt ages.
It's not that long. It felt so much longer than Wings, and Wings was like a proper long film.
It was like an extra hour on. I saw it was 140. I was like, oh, thank God, it's not a 2.5 hour film. And then I was like, I'm not gonna lie. The last 5 minutes, I skipped every like 10 seconds, seeing if I was missing anything important, and I don't think I missed anything that well.
You didn't, no. They just did. Yeah, they just basically at the start, Uncle Jed says to Hank, like, you should be going out touring the place.
Yeah,
like, we don't want to tour on Broadway.
I got
and then
that basically.
She does tour in the end.
Yeah, I literally got it all.
Yeah.
And then there was what you call it. There's that he called him unconscious or whatever his name was. Like the dude who's like, was he supposed to be drunk? Like there's that one dude who he knew. So do you know Jacques or whatever his name was? He was one of his mates, like all the rich mates, and he was like he was. I think they kept calling him unconscious, and like he was just like he was drunk or something.
Yeah, I think it meant drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was just insane. I can't remember what lines he said. I didn't write any of them down, but there was something like it was some mad stuff. And then there was a scene where, do you remember that what you would call it? What the Roman soldier. Kept asking for a spotlight, and my man tries to murder him with the spotlight for no reason. He takes the spotlight off and just yeets it at him. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
I'm barely remember. When you bring it up, then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember." Like I watched this like 3 days ago, and it's just left my mind instantly.
It's clearly not
I don't think
memorable.
I've ever. It's one of the least memorable films. I don't get how it won Best Picture. Surely there's better pictures out that year. I can't. Let me have a look at what the ones it was up against were. I remember they had much better reviews, all the ones it was up against. And that does happen. Sometimes kind of the wrong film wins. Oh, okay. So it was up against Alibi, Hollywood Review, In Old Arizona, and The Patriot. I've not seen any of them. But they've all got better reviews than this does. I guess it was just because it was historic. It was the first... It was the first musical, and also there was that, you know, the Wedding of the Painted Doll sequence that was in colour. It's been lost now.
Oh yeah, I heard it got lost.
Should I do my little lesson? Because I hope in every episode this, you know, we can kind of learn something about.
I've literally got not much
film history.
I've got not much left, so like go ahead with your history
I've got a little. Okay, so that was filmed in 2-color Technicolor, so it's only red and green, and they basically do that by the light goes into the camera and it hits like a sort of mirror, which is like designed so that I think it's like gold fleckled, so like half of the light reflects to the side and it gets exposed onto just red film, and then half of the light goes straight on, exposed onto green film, and then they fold it over and then they like paint the green one red and the red one green or something. I can't remember the exact process, but you can only do red and green. It was blue wasn't invented. Well, it wasn't included in film and Technicolor until 1932 with the Walt Disney animated film Flowers and Trees. Basically the reason why they just chose red and green is so you can have the redness, so you can sort of have skin tones like, well, I guess kind of like white people and East Asian. You can kind of get the skin tone, and like you can get like nature really because of the green. And before we watched this, I watched what I thought was the first feature in this technique from 1922. It was called The Toll of the Sea. It's actually the second. As soon as I finished it, I saw there was a film in 1917 called The Gulf Between, which was earlier. But anyway, the Toll of the Sea is like so it's all. I feel like it looks kind of gross how everything's green and red, even though nowadays movies are just teal and orange. Like I just feel like these are ugly too. Like when you watch a Christopher Nolan film, you're only seeing 2 colors. Or Michael Bay, you're only seeing them 2 colors. I mean, I kind of get it with Nolan because he's red-green colorblind, so that's why his films are in teal orange. It's so he can kind of know what his films look like. So I could get that. But so this one sequence was in green and red originally, and there's a guy on YouTube called the Three Stooges Critic who's colorized it, and it looked pretty good. But he just did it in full color. There's loads of blues and purples which wouldn't exist back then. They had to make sure all the costumes and the sets were red and green. So I think that's quite interesting, but it's lost now. we didn't kind of see it. But I think things like that, you know what I mean? Like the things like that, and the fact it was the musical and sound had just come in, like that's why it won Best Picture. It was for the spectacle, like kind of with Wings, how the kind of the spectacle of all that is probably why it won. Although it's a pretty good story, but it's the visuals which are winning both these first 2, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I went audio and like it's the technology, it's the impressiveness rather than. Yeah. I mean, rather than the plot and the story and the acting.
Yeah, but the visuals for this weren't that great.
No, I mean, like, but it would be the audio and the colour.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have a look at what the sequel's about.
Yeah.
Sequels. Right, so there's 3 more movies by MGM. Yeah, the Broadway Melody of 1936, the Broadway Melody of 1938, Broadway Melody of 1940. And they are... they're not direct sequels. They're just the basic premise is it's just a group of people putting on a show. So yeah, I think it's just similar. Yeah, there's a dancer who's in all of them, and that's it. Let's have a look at the plot of the next one. It's right. Irene Foster tries to convince her high school sweetheart, Broadway producer Robert Gordon, to give her a chance to star in his new musical, but she is too busy with a rich widow backing his show. Irene tries to show Gordon that she has the talent to succeed, but he won't hire her. Things become complicated when she begins impersonating a French dancer who is actually the invention of... it's the same thing. It seems much the same as this first one.
Maybe we could read some reviews about it, see if we get any laughs.
Yeah, let's read some reviews. Then
we go on. I'm gonna go on Rotten tomorrow. I normally go on Letterboxd, but I'm sure there's gonna be some meme ones on this. Do I really have to enable ads? But can I not? Okay, so this dude's just lying.
Okay.
Zowie, what a picture! Humor, drama, romance, action, thrill, and how? What? And
there's none of that. I do think the opening's pretty good though. Like I was liking the character. I thought it was an interesting situation, and then it just got so boring.
Wait, all of these are saying it's good.
Ow. It would just be people like, it's good because it's old. Like, it's good. People are like quite snobby, like, oh, it's a masterpiece just because it was early. But what positives are there? The acting was all right. I thought Hank was good. I think she was nominated for Best Actress.
She's definitely the best in the film, 100%.
Yeah, she was nominated for Best Actress. She was definitely the best. Yeah. Oh wait, no, she wasn't. Oh wait, she was. Yeah. I was thinking it was Queenie. No, it was Hank. It was Hank. Yeah, because Queenie was just kind of nothing.
Yeah, Queenie did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Have you got any more good reviews?
I was reading some. I went off the page I was reading. I've gone back to Letterboxd now because the Rotten Tomato ones weren't that funny. Oh, this is a good one. Do you need an inspiration to commit suicide? Look no further. This film will rob you of almost any desire to live. I'm not giving it the lowest score possible because it does have some nice music and is of historical interest, and because I'm an exceptionally kind man. Oh, I have problems with films that make jokes of people that stutter and belittle women. This does both. It has a silly story, bad acting, and very bad camera work. This is bad, 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 and not in a good way. Wow. Nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's only good in a historical setting. Like, it doesn't. Wings holds up. It doesn't hold up at all.
This definitely doesn't hold up. That dude also said at the end of his review, I've now seen every film that has ever won an Oscar as best film, and this is the worst of them. So he thinks this is the worst. So we need to see if we agree with this dude after we've watched them all.
I feel like it will be.
I feel like I'm gonna go to sleep and literally not remember it. I won't remember a single moment, other than probably the. Oh my god, I can't even remember the line now. Let me get my notes up. Oh, Eddie, you're not yellow, you're white. I'll try and remember that.
Yeah.
So I got a good laugh after that.
Yeah, I want a list now of the worst Best Picture winners, and they're all recent ones, really. Number 1, they put Shakespeare in Love, and then How Green Is My Valley, just because it isn't Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
And yet, Argo Crash, Dances with Wolves, Green Book. I liked Green Book though; it's good.
I haven't seen.
Oh, hang on! It says A Star Is Born should have won. They're just remaking a film that's been remade 3 times before.
Yeah.
But twice before. Like, I don't feel like remakes should get Best Picture unless they're really different. I guess this is really different, but it's still like it's not an original thing.
Yeah, I can't. Until we get to more recent times, every time I see something, like, I just have to say it's a product of its time for half the stuff. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like this love story. It's so like generic and boring, but maybe back then it was interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah. This list of the worst ones are all really new ones. Surely, I guess they just haven't watched the oldest ones. They're nowhere near as famous though. The older ones. I haven't heard of any of them for ages.
The thing is about this, like,
to Gone with the Wind.
All these reviews I'm reading, people say the music's fine or good. I'm gonna be honest. I just watched it. I can't remember. I literally can't remember a single song now. It's all gone from my head.
No, I
can't remember a single song. And like, I'll watch a musical, and I can, you know, sometimes I don't like every musical I ever watch, but I'll still be like, oh, but that song's a banger, and I can picture like exactly what was going on screen and all the lyrics in my head. After I've listened to a banger.
I'd say musicals are like my favourite art form. I think they're I just feel like music is you can kind of just feel an emotion like, in a way which you never do from just words.
I agree
that's
with
why music's in film, because it's like to heighten emotion. And so I just love musicals, and also you can get like exposition doesn't matter in musicals. You can just have characters say exactly what's on their mind, or exactly
just
like
put it in a banging
Hamilton,
song.
Like,
you put it in a banging song.
Every time it goes. In Hamilton, it's like it's basically just saying like, be quiet, we're about to give you loads of exposition, but it's fine because it's all bangers and you don't mind. And whereas if that was in a like a film, you'd say it was really lazy.
Yeah.
And I just love a good musical. But like Les Mis and Hamilton are my favourite too.
Yeah, musicals are good. What do they say? What's the famous quote? Sound is what, like 51%.
Yeah, the film.
Pictures like 49.
I get that. I'm looking at the poster for the Broadway Melody, and it just says in big letters, talking, singing, dancing. And if you need that to sell your movie, I mean, that is like the bare minimum requirements
all talking,
of a film.
All singing, all dancing.
No,
the poster sucks.
I know it does, yeah. Well, there's a few different posters, and they all terrible.
Suck.
I'm excited for the next.
Yeah, what's the next one
though? The next one is I don't really know much about it, but it's called All Quiet on the Western Front, and it's like an anti-war film. So I mean, last time when we had a war film, it was pretty good. And this one's like anti-war, so that's kind of better, because we were saying how like they're generally better than films that are like
Fire on the Western Front. Oh,
All Quiet All quiet. On the Western
I
Front.
think it's all fire.
Yeah.
I give it
all quiet on the Western Front. The poster's not very good. It's just a guy looking sad.
Is it a book?
It doesn't. The poster doesn't. Maybe it was.
I think the book came up first before the movie.
I can't see one. Oh, it's got a sequel as well.
Oh, it's got a nice. I like
The Road Back.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. Let me look. Oh, it's got a lot better. Lot better ratings than this one. So.
I think it's over 3 hours.
So
that's pretty long.
I think it's 240. I just saw.
Well, hang on. There's a restored version and original.
Oh.
So I don't know which one we'll be watching. Whichever one.
Well,
I don't know.
If you want to be
one.
I don't know.
Well, there might only be one available. Watch the one which they would have watched in cinemas at the time.
Yes.
What's the closest to how it would have been?
Okay, but like, what if there's just a better version that might like interest us more?
I know, but that didn't win Best Picture.
All right, okay. I guess we'll watch the bad one.
Unless we've got no choice. Like, I know Star Wars didn't win Best Picture, but like, since you can't watch the original, like, then we'd have to watch the terrible George Lucas special editions.
Oh yeah, I am. This film, by the way, I had to watch it like 360p. I could not find.
Oh, I found it eventually in good quality, but it took a really long time.
I watched it in 360p.
No one cares about it.
Yeah. Like I have everything I watch my films on. Like it has like, it's all HD. It didn't have it. It has so many films on it, and it didn't have the Broadway Melody. So I had to.
I'm assuming you pirated it.
This one, yeah, the Broadway Melody, I did pirate it.
I feel like it's fine pirating films where everyone involved in it's dead. Like, I do try and buy. I generally try and buy films, and I've got Netflix, I've got Disney Plus and BritBox. Like I generally watch things on there, but like otherwise I'll just buy them. But when every single person who worked on the film is deceased, then I feel like it's not really worth.
It depends what film
you might as well
it is.
just pirate it.
Because like I said, I wanted to watch Train to Busan the other day, and I bought that on Amazon Prime. I bought it, and because I was like, oh look, it looks good. I'm sure it's a great film with whatchamacallit, thought behind it and all that. So I bought it, enjoyed it. Yeah. That's something I'll buy. I won't buy like Marvel stuff. I don't care. I'll pirate that all the goddamn way because they don't need my money, man.
Disney Plus, so I'll just
exactly. I've got on Disney Plus anyway. But I mean, like.
They don't, but if everyone pirates it, then they will need your money.
Yeah, but like, am I everyone? I'm one person, man. Who cares?
Disney Plus is way too expensive though. It's like £6, and there's nothing on it.
It's better than Netflix is like Netflix is like a tenner for me now. The one I'm on.
Yeah. Oh, it's more. Yeah, I'm on like the highest like quality one. Yeah. I think it's over. It was a tenner before. I think it's like £12 now.
Oh dear.
That's too much. There's not that much on Netflix. They put Shrek on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Though.
Wow. Amazing.
And speaking of musicals, Shrek the Musical's on there, and I watched like 10 minutes.
That is one of the only.
Yesterday.
Wait.
He was saying actually I loved it. I hated it.
Yeah, I
watched it
hated
until Donkey arrived, and I thought like it was just cringe. And it's not in character. Some things just don't suit being a musical. Like it just I can't imagine Shrek. When he like bursts out of the toilet. He's not like all started to play. Like he starts like belting out a show tune. It's like just Shrek would never do that.
That's one of the only musicals I've ever seen.
It feels wrong.
Like actually, like in the pantomime, whatever it's called. Like literally, I watched that, and I think I was like young. I think I might have been like 12 or 13 or something. And I remember thinking, "This is ass. This is ass, man." Yeah. Like I didn't even enjoy it back then. Like, so yeah.
I think just the film is so good, and it's so like
the film's great.
I don't know, lightning in a bottle. I feel like you need
but like it
needs to be.
But they're there. First one's banger. Second one, even more of a goddamn banger. Yeah. Third one, they took a bit of a trip there. They went a bit down.
That good.
And then I don't hate the fourth one. I think the fourth one's fine. I think the fourth one's definitely better than the. People say the fourth one's worse than the third one, and those people are insane. The first.
Because growing up, I hated the fourth one, and I liked the. I'm not gonna lie. I think I only like the third one because they go to Worcestershire, and I live in Worcestershire, and I'm growing.
Nice.
Born here, so I basically just like it because where I live is canon in the Shrek cinematic universe. Wow. Although it's like by the sea, and it's like an American high school.
Nice.
Like they have a principal of their high school instead of a head teacher or headmaster, and Justin Timberlake and John Krasinski live there, and it's and why did they just make it Camelot? Because it's with like Arthur. They call him Artie, don't they? And Lancelot as well.
I don't even remember Lancelot being in the film.
Well, it's John Krasinski. I think he's just in it a little bit.
Where's
I think he's like a bully.
Does he get a sword in
in
it? Oh, I can't remember the third one.
They don't do Sword in the Stone.
All I remember is
Da.
Oh no! How could you forget that nightmare fuel? That's hilarious. Okay, I like that bit. That was because it's so insane. Yeah, but the first, first two are amazing.
Oh yeah, you know the drunkies, as in like donkey and dragons kids.
Oh yeah,
I was obsessed with them when I was younger, and I really wanted a toy one. I got a toy one at the end. I think one of my dad's mates saw one in a shop and bought it me because my dad was saying how much I wanted a toy drunkie.
Oh yeah, are you drunk? I thought you were saying drunkies, and I thought that was like a plural for drunk people. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
I know. I remember at the end, last thing in Shrek 2, there's like a red one. They're all like grey, but there's one red one, and I've got a Happy Meal toy of that red one, like a hard one where you squeeze his wings and it makes horrible noises. But that's not in Shrek 3 or 4, so it just must be canon that one of their kids died. And I find that sad. There's like 6 and one of them's red.
How do you bloody notice that, man?
Either they put it up for adoption because it's the only red one.
What is wrong with you, man?
Sold their kid, or it died.
I don't think they sold it. I think probably just ate it or something, man.
Just croaked, yeah. But yeah, Shrek 3 is not very good, and it's just the fact that like it's the same villain again. It's just Shrek 2 but worse.
Who's the villain in Shrek 3? Is it Charming?
It's Prince Charming. It's just Prince Charming again. But he's just not as good. There's not much to him.
Yeah.
He just wants revenge, I think. It's not as good as in Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Then is it Rumpelstiltskin in the fourth one? I watched them recently. I watched them at uni last year.
Shrek 2's so good. I loved the second one so much.
Yeah, it is good.
That one.
I think that's the one I've seen. I never watched that anywhere near as much as 1 and 3 because I had 1 and 3 on DVD, and I never owned Shrek 2.
Though. That's the one I will. That's if I want to rewatch one, I'll just rewatch the second one. Like, that's the only one I rewatch. Like,
I really want to rewatch them now. Are they all on Netflix? I think.
I think.
I know. I saw.
They come and go.
4.
They come and go, man. Because they were on Netflix before.
Let's have a
Shrek
look.
2 was on Netflix for the longest time.
Yeah, it's on there now. I know. Let's have a look.
Yeah, they're all on here. And Shrek 2 is in the top 10. It's the only one in the top 10 UK. So, oh no, the number 1 is top 10. Well, they know which ones are the good ones. Big up my boys in the UK.
Oh, I watched 16 minutes of Shrek the Musical before I gave up.
Oh yeah, it's.
Berkey was telling me it's good though last night, so maybe I'll give it another go. But I wasn't enjoying it.
And like, yeah, like I said, I watched it when I was like 13. And I had a very, I used to like all the Transformers films unironically and like stuff like that.
Oh, but I love the first one. I like unironically. Well, kind of.
Yeah, well, I know
there's
good moments. There's good moments in the first one.
Michael Bay.
That
Yeah, definitely. I like the second one too. I know everyone else hates it. I like.
Dude, I know like every Transformer name. I don't know the bloody bastard I'm talking about.
Devastator.
No, it's the one who goes through the bus. That is sick. That moment is sick.
Oh,
and
Bone Crusher.
The Bone Crusher, yeah. I thought it was something stupid like that. Yeah. When he transforms, goes to that bus, and then that fight scene with Optimus Prime is sick. And I was just like, yeah, that's mad.
It is sick.
That's
what I want.
That's all the films have to be, man. Stuff like that, and that would be great.
Yeah.
But nah, and then I just hate all the Michael Bay shenanigans. Like, I don't care about Megan Fox's ass, man. Can we just get that off the screen?
No, I don't. I never found her hot, so those bits I was just really bored by.
Have you seen her thumbs?
Yeah, they're weird.
She has one of them toe thumbs, man.
Yeah. I need to watch that Thunder Force, that new thing on Netflix. The new film out of it. It looks terrible. It's like a couple of like fat women superheroes, like fat middle-aged women superheroes.
What's it called?
It's got like Thunder Force. It's Melissa McCarthy, so obviously it's going to be a great film. And Octavia Spencer, who's generally good, so that's sad.
Oh God! Oh, this is in the top 10 as well. I just bigged up. I bigged up the UK. It's number 1 in the UK. Nah, UK, you're wrong, man. I just bigged you up saying you knew what was good. Nah.
No. Oh, the comedy section though. Number 1's Hot Fuzz, and then Shrek and Shrek 2.
Nice.
Oh, have you seen Bad Trip? That came out relatively recently.
Oh, I think I might watch the trailer for it.
I loved it. I just put it on just for a bit of. Yeah, it's like Eric Andre. It's basically like Borat, where it's like all the people are real, but like he gets up to shenanigans. But it's so much better than Borat 2. I like Borat 2, but it's.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
I just watched it for a bit of light-hearted fun, and I literally was just creasing. I know you don't like cringe comedy,
No,
but it's not really that cringe but this isn't really that cringe. Like it's not like Borat where it's about trying to embarrass people because it's like it's calling out politicians who are really horrible and that. Like this is like they're meant to. It's good spirited. You know, it's just them watching.
I just saw like 2 clips from it, and it doesn't look as like films like that. I have to watch with someone because I on my own I'll just pause it every time it makes me cringe, and it will take me so long to unpause it. It hurts. Cringe hurts me too much, man. Like, but I really want to watch Borat and Borat 2. I've got 15 minutes into Borat Run, and I need to watch that with someone. I can't watch it on my own.
Borat 1 is such a good film.
It's so funny. I can't remember what made me stop. Like, I think it was just like he was just walking in front of real people. I think maybe it was in front of the Trump hotel or tower, what the fuck it's called. And people on the street were unironically like threatening to get into fights with him. I was like, oh no, this is
because he wants to just say hello to them.
Yeah, I know, but like I was like
takes the shit outside the
yeah,
train.
I know.
You say the bit you stopped. You said when he got the chicken on the train.
Yeah,
that
scene's after it though, so I must have got past that scene. But that did really he was trying to kiss someone on the train as well. Oh my god, I'm just thinking if I was seeing this in real life, I would shut down. Like I'd just be like, I wouldn't know what to do. It'd be so. I find it hilarious. Don't get me wrong. It just I wouldn't know how my body doesn't have to compute. My brain doesn't have to compute what's going on.
It's funny to watch, but then when he interacts with you, you just feel really awkward. Well, thanks for watching our episode of the Broadway Melody.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
I feel like we've talked about the film and lots more. If you're thinking about watching this because you just want to see all like the Oscar films, whatever, watch Shrek 2 instead. It's on Netflix. Or watch
better musical.
Or watch Shrek 1.
Shrek 2's a better musical than this.
Well, Shrek films are basically already musicals.
Exactly.
In that they've got just loads of all-star and stuff in the background, and Bonnie Tyler in the second one.
I can remember just lyrics and songs and scenes from Shrek 2. I Need a Hero, banger, absolute banger, better than every song in this film. Oh.
Yes, it is.
It is. So watch that. Watch Shrek 2. There you go. There's a recommendation.
I feel like this episode's been worse than the first one. So that's sad.
What can you do?
What can you do? Right, I'm sorry, but don't blame me. Blame Harry Beaumont, the director of the Broadway Melody, and the million writers, because they didn't make a very good film, and so we're not in a good mood to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we just didn't have anything to say. It wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
Very sorry.
We're not sorry. We're not sorry.
I'm not that sorry, no. I actually think you can probably go and fuck yourself if you've got a problem with this.
Yeah. Yeah, you tell him, Matt. You tell him.
It is what it is. We didn't like the film.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Now get out of here.
Fight me. Now, bye. But please join us next week when we watch All Quiet on the Western Front, and hopefully that's better. All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.